The language we use can be so powerful in not only the way we interpret things, but the way that we dictate that to others. Let's come on to talk a little bit about the power of the language we use. It can have a massive impact on the way that we perceive a situation. So, one great example I have is when me personally, I'm asked to do something and I'm like, I'm going to try and do that. And for me, saying I'm going to try and do it gives me an out. It's a reason that I don't have to do it. So it's like me saying, oh, I'm going to try and pick up this lead. But if I try and pick it up, like, okay, I'll try. Um, that's picking it up. Whereas if I try and pick it up, I can't really do it. It's either I do it or I don't. There's no try. So the language we use can really impact on how we move forward in a situation, and it can also dictate how we interpret a situation as well and dictate it to others. So an example is this: there was a psychology test done on two different groups, and one group, basically both groups were given a video to watch of a car crash, and the first group were asked, once they'd watched the video, what speed do you think the car was going at when it smashed into the other car? Whereas the other group was asked, what speed do you think the car was going at when it bumped into the other car? Of course, the group that was asked what speed they thought it was going at when it smashed, of course they thought it was a way, way higher speed than the group that thought it bumped into the other car. So just that language there can really dictate how we interpret a situation, and it can really change how we feel. So there might be times which happen to us all where we feel a bit embarrassed and we're like, oh, I was so embarrassed I could have died, when you couldn't have died. It was just the way we're using this language to really make it extreme of how we feel. And we really kind of use these extreme examples in so many different situations in life that really change how we perceive a situation. So again, it might be someone's really hurt you and they're like, oh, I don't want to talk about it, they stabbed me in the back. They didn't stab you in the back, they hurt you. Yeah, we understand that it has really hurt you, but that real extreme of saying they stabbed you in the back really makes you hold on to that emotion, makes you really feel that pain continuously. Whereas if you chose a different language to move forward, it really changes how you feel. And in any situation when we're feeling an emotion, once we add language to it, it really changes how we perceive that situation. So an example might be in that I heard the other day, it was a great example where imagine there's a group of people on a safari tour and all the animals come up to them and they're feeling really scared. No one said anything, but at one point the first person's like, oh my god, we're going to die, don't know what I'm going to do, we're going to die, it's so scary. Second person is literally like, oh, I'm so scared. And the third person is just like, well, this is inconvenient. Which person in that situation do you think is going to feel most comfortable with what's going on and going to be able to react best going forward? So the language we choose really, really is important. And again, when I meet people and it's all to do with their goals, the language they choose to use you can really tell straight away whether they're really driven to what they're going to achieve and there's nothing going to stop them. So basically, they might be like, I might be like, oh, what are you looking to achieve? And they might be like, I kind of want to do this, or I might try and do this, or I'm thinking of doing this. And those are kind of words that they're using that make them kind of feel like they're going to back off, and I'm straight away like, wow, they're not going to be as driven as they can be. And they can change that way they move forward by changing that language, by them saying, I'm going to try and do this, or I want to try and do this. That's obviously holding themselves back. But if they choose to say, like, I'm going to do this, I want to do this, I have to do this, it completely changes how you are going to push forward. And again, when you just meet people, you'll pick up on this, and it's something I just wanted to share with you so you can be aware of the language that you're using, because it does change how you perceive a situation. And it's just so crazy. We have so many different words in our language, but we have, I think it's over like 3,000 different emotive words words in our language, or emotive words we can use, but we only actually use like 12, and those 12 really do dictate how we do perceive a situation going forward. So yeah, I just wanted to share that because it can affect us in every single way, and sometimes we can be hard on ourselves with the language we use. So we might be like, I should go to the gym today, or I should do this, and using the word should makes you feel like it's kind of a chore, you have to do it, but you don't really want to. Or I should have done this, so again you're feeling a bit bad that you've done this. Where if you say, like, I want to do this, or I'm going to do this, or I could do this hi Sharon, then it kind of changes the whole way you perceive the situation. So like if you wanted to go to the gym rather than you feel like you should go to the gym, it changes that whole reason you're going to go, and you're feeling more motivated to do it. But yeah, I just wanted to come on, share a little bit about that, because just to be aware, if you can pick up on when you're using words like try, should, could. It can completely change your way of moving forward in a conversation, but also impact others. Like I said, with the scenario of the experiment where they used the car crash, because those words that the person doing the experiment used impacted the other people. So it can really change the way that you're impacting other people. Again, you might see it when people are having a bad day and they start to kind of reel off all these things. It's quite hard for you not to be drawn in by that world that they're bringing to you. So just be aware of obviously what's happening around you and how you perceive that situation, because it will change how you are going forward.